Well, hi everyone. Good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. This is Craig Cannings here from vaclassroom.com, and welcome to an awesome webinar, live event that we have planned for tonight. And I'm excited to introduce our guest here in a moment. But the title of our event is Work Less and Earn More. Actually, I got to move my little thing. Work Less, Earn More as a Video Screencast Specialist. And I know many of you over the years have been involved in our virtual event specialist program. You've taken some of you have taken our video creation courses like Video in a Day. And so I'm happy to have my partner and friend and someone that I've worked with for a long time, Michelle Schoen, back to speak to you on a lot of the new things that are happening and some of the awesome opportunities that are available for you as to position yourself as a video screencast specialist. And as you know, throughout the years, one of the big things that we've done, I think, pretty well at VA Classroom is help to identify opportunities for you to specialize. Because when you specialize in the right opportunities, it leads to a lot of more income, it leads to more clients. And I think that's what you're going to find tonight. In fact, I know it is, because this is a service that I have outsourced and had a VA do for a long time as well. So I'm happy to introduce our guest tonight, and many of you know her already, but her name's Michelle Schoen, and her business is Learn Camtasia. Her website is learncamtasia.com. I got that right, Michelle? Yeah, Learn Camtasia. Yeah, and she will probably introduce herself a little bit more, and as I said, many of you know her, but Michelle was she's been working in Camtasia and doing video and screencasting for many, many years. We're going back like 6+ years, kind of about the time when I started VA Classroom. Michelle was kind of moving into this space, and she's really specialized herself and become an authority on how to do effective video creation and screencasting on the internet. And her Learn Camtasia business and program is phenomenal. She'll talk a little bit about that later on, but I want to introduce you, Michelle, and give you a chance to tell a bit more about who you are and what you've been up to as well. So I'll let you take it away.
Okay, thanks a lot, Craig, and hope you guys can all hear me okay. I'm calling in on the phone today, which is a little unusual for someone who does as much video recording as I do, because I have like one of these fancy mics, which isn't working right now. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you for the introduction. I like that Craig is able to just kind of come up with these really great introductions and what people are going to talk about. You know, we didn't have anything prepared, but it's very nice to meet you guys. And I am going to tell you a little bit about myself in just a moment. I have been doing screencasting, and I'm going to tell you what screencasting is in just a second, but this is kind of what led up to it. I worked in the corporate world for about 6 years and then took 3 years off to raise my kids. And really, I just kind of got bored. I wanted to make money, and I wanted to do it from home, and I'm just like the rest of you guys. I didn't start out with a bunch of technical skills. I did, you know, get a good education in college, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do online. So I thought it had to be something flexible, but I want to make as much money as I could per hour. So I decided to become a VA, and that first year really sucked because I really didn't make a lot of money, and everything was totally brand new, and I spent a lot of money on training. And then the second year was kind of the same, a little bit more money. You know, I'd be happy if I made $500 in a month. I mean, that was great at the time, but I was really feeling burnt out because my clients wanted all different things, and I was constantly learning and learning and learning, and I was just getting exhausted. So at one point, I heard about a tool called Camtasia, and somebody asked me if I could record their webinar for them, and I was doing it for free to kind of learn how to use this tool. And so once I did that, and I thought, wow, this is kind of cool. I don't see any other VAs doing this, but a lot of people are using Camtasia. I mean, a lot of people are doing webinars, and they need to be recorded, and they need to be edited and put up, and I'm not seeing any VAs doing this. So I kind of cornered the market for a couple of years and did only webinar recordings and just started increasing my rate. And now I do all kinds of screencasts, which I'm going to get into in a minute. It's not just all about Camtasia. So you might wonder, what exactly is a screencast? And how can you make a living in this field? So let me go ahead and share that with you. Now, a screencast is basically just video showing what's on your computer screen. It can be a recording of something that you're demonstrating, or it can be a PowerPoint, a bunch of PowerPoint slides that have some animation, kind of like what I'm showing you tonight. It can be something that you can download a template of some kind. It can be using one of the many different, call them video. You've probably seen them, Craig. There's all kinds of little tools that are being promoted right now that range from, $17 to $47 that make instant video for local businesses. They're all screencasts. And how do they differ from what I say not screencast? Full motion video. That's the one where you pick up your cell phone or your video camera and you videotape somebody talking or somebody doing something or just the great outdoors, whatever. And that is different. That is not what's happening on a computer screen. So that is the difference. And by the way, if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the question panel. Every once in a while I'm going to take a look and see if you guys ask any. All right, so I want to dispel a couple of the myths about adding video services first, because there's a lot of people that are very tentative and they're thinking to themselves, I've got a lot of experience in, Microsoft and those products, and that's good, and maybe you've just learned how to use a shopping cart or an email tool or a few different things, but this video business, that's got to be really complicated. So a lot of people think it is too technical, and I can tell you that it's not any more technical than either learning how to use a shopping cart or learning how to use a Weber. If you can figure out how to use either one of those tools, then you can figure out how to do video screencasting with the other tools that are out there. Too hard to learn? No, as long as you get, have a little help. And that's all you really need is a little help to learn them and to learn how to do things the correct way and the process for doing it, and not wasting a lot of time trying to figure things out and taking the long way to do things and not using best practices. Expensive equipment? No. All you need is a computer, and you have one because you're on this webinar. There's no equipment, nothing else that you have to buy. If you decide that Camtasia is the tool that you want to specialize in, like I did, then you would need to invest in Camtasia. That's only one of many different tools that you can choose. Once again, you don't need a video camera. If there is any full motion video, if there is any full motion video at all in the screencast, then it's generally the client that has recorded it and given it to you to add in with their screen recordings. So that is something you definitely don't need. Okay, wrong. All right, now let's talk a little bit about, if you have these skills, what clients will pay you for. And so I want to be fairly transparent with you guys, because most people don't like to talk much about, the hourly rates or what they're making on things. It's like also hush-hush. And so I have a little disclaimer that says these rates are just what I make and what some others make. You are not guaranteed to make this rate. Okay, that's my whatever they call it, the little disclaimer that won't get me into trouble, the FI, what are they called? the Internet Police. All right. So there are hundreds of potential clients out there that need your help, and I'm also going to be sharing with you where you find these people, because you may have clients right now and you're wondering, okay, so if I add this as a service, how am I going to let people know that I am even doing this? Okay, so let's start out with what you can earn. Okay, so I've done the research and with other people besides myself that do screencasts, and the hourly rate is between $75 and $200, or you can have a per minute charge, and I don't mean per minute not your minute, but the video minute. Okay, so what I charge, I'm pretty much, I would say I'm on the low end, just because I guess I feel weird charging $200 an hour. I'm not there yet mentally. You know, I think you have to get to a place mentally where you're ready to charge that kind of money. But so I charge $75 an hour for consulting and showing people how to create these videos, and that's between $75 an hour and $100 an hour, depending on who the client is. I can talk more about that afterwards. Or $100 per minute, per finished minute. So a 4-minute Camtasia tutorial will be around $400 if it doesn't have any narration, if I didn't narrate it, and it doesn't have any animation. It's just kind of straight up screen recordings. Now, there's also, I want to share with you what some other people charge for these things. I have a couple different sites pulled up. There is a girl, she has a similar name to my website. Was called VA Demo Girl. I've kind of changed the name of it a little bit, but she's Demo Girl, and she does these screen recordings. Basically, she fires up her Camtasia, and if you want to go there at any point, it's just demogirl.com, and you can go to her portfolio. And her pricing is kind of similar to mine. Let me go ahead and click on the pricing. We'll see. And that might take a second to come in. So I'll come back to this screen in just a second. In the meantime, we also have another, here we go. I went right to pricing. Okay, so for a 2-minute produced video, she starts at $379 and $125 per minute on top of that. Okay, and then I don't know what her hourly rate is, what she has to do, like it says additional. All right, and she charges $125 for her voice over for each minute. Okay, now this other one is called Grumo Media. Oh, hold on one second. Let me go to Grumo. Thought I had it pulled up, but this is kind of cool. He used to have his prices in there, and I think he scared people away because they were, here we go, how much is a typical promo video? Okay, before it even goes to that site, you can see he starts at $3,000, okay? Costs anywhere from $3,000, and when the screen comes in, here we go. So this is large studios charge anywhere from $100K to $400K to produce these 30-second things, and he's kind of defending his price because you can compare it to those big studios. The kind of videos he makes, as you can see, here's just an example of one. They're mainly PowerPoint-based sales type videos with animation in them. And I do a lot of PowerPoint sales videos and marketing videos myself with animation. The difference between a Grumo video, and my own, which is why he can kind of get away with charging so much more, is that the animation is very custom, as you can see, whereas my animation is usually from different templates that I use, or different services like Powtoon and Video Scribe. But in general, if I have a client that is not fussy about exactly every single thing they want the animation to do, I can get away with using those templates, and the client still is thrilled with it. So I end up charging maybe $1,000 for that type of video. Okay, and I'm going to answer your question, Robin, and as soon as I get to storyboards and all. All right, so that kind of gives you a range. If you go to my site, which you can type in either VA Demo Girl or Screencast Video Services, it all gets you to the same place, and you decide that you want to see what I charge for different videos, as soon as you get there, you can click on Portfolio, and I have all my prices there. I think because I'm on the webinar right now, the screens are coming in a little bit more slowly. So here are my prices up at the top here. So I prefer to give people flat prices usually, because I've gotten very fast at this, and it's not really fair to charge by the hour anymore, because I wouldn't make nearly as much money. So that is, Robin, is it I'm not sure if you're talking about my website, and thank you if you are, or you might be talking about Grumo Media. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move on from the earning potential to what types of services can you offer as a screencast specialist, okay, or a video specialist. I'm going to play that one more time. Spent all this time on my cool little animations here. I want to get some mileage out of them. Alrighty. So you can do training and tutorials. Like, for example, Craig's got the course on the university, and he's got an e-learning course. It's got lots of lessons in it, lots of different modules, lots of recordings in it, and that is a full-blown training course. So I do a lot of those for my clients, and those are big projects. Tutorials are somebody just wants, a 3-minute tutorial showing people how to use their new software. Okay? So those, like I said, $400 or $500 videos. Then there's sales and marketing videos. Those are generally done with PowerPoint or one of these tools I've been mentioning, which I'll show you shortly. And those are really fun, very, very creative. My business partner, Lon Naylor, does all kinds of videos in PowerPoint. I have a lot of fun with them. The next thing is webinar recordings. That's where I got started, and it's still a very lucrative income for me. I have some very steady clients, and I charge $200 a webinar now, which when I started I was charging $50 a webinar, but now I charge $200 a webinar. And the beauty of doing webinar recordings for people is that you get to come to their webinars for free, when most people have to pay a pretty hefty sum to attend. Not talking about the free webinars, I'm talking about the paid ones that are courses. And so you kind of get both benefits from that. And then repurposing means that somebody is giving me a blog post or an audio or an article, and I use my imagination. I pick up some images, and in PowerPoint, I create a video based on that, whatever they've given me. So a lot of times it's an audio interview, and I just visualize, and I kind of come up with some cool stuff to go with it. All right, so these tutorials and training, they're generally done in Camtasia, and Camtasia is very well known for the ability to record a screen and every little mouse click and everything you do with it. So here's just an example of one that has a table of contents along the left, and this is just showing somebody's software. This is just a screen image of it. You can look at any of these on my portfolio or Demo Girl, or probably on YouTube. You'd find quite a few if you asked how to. The how-to videos are the ones that are created with Camtasia mostly. And it's a beautiful piece of software. It's not cheap. It's $299, but it's a business investment if that's something that you can see yourself doing a lot of in the future. And I've had my Camtasia, for 6 years now, and certainly made my money back, hundreds of times, hundreds and hundreds of times over. So there's the tutorials and training, and then we've got the marketing and sales videos, and you can see a good example of marketing and sales videos on Craig's VA Classroom site. There'll be plenty of those, and also on any of my site, learncamtasia.com, you can go to any of our courses and see that we have a marketing style video usually at the top of every sales page. So you find these videos on YouTube, for example, to bring traffic to your client's site, and you would also find them, besides sales pages, you'll often find them just on blogs and any social media, any place where people are hoping that you'll be intrigued by the product and come back to their website and purchase. So those generally run from 1 to 3 minutes most of the time, although they can run longer, and they're very fun, very, very creative. And as I mentioned, the webinar recordings, you will generally fire up your Camtasia. I don't know any other tool that does as good a job, but you can also simply use the screen recording tool on GoToWebinar or Adobe Connect Pro, or any of the other screen sharing tools that happen to have these built-in recorders. The only problem with that is that you won't be able to edit the webinar for your client unless you have some type of tool that you can import that video into and slice it up. And it may not have to be Camtasia. It may be some other video tool that you have. But if it doesn't require any editing, then it's just a matter of sending the video up to their server. So I've done quite my share of that. So how do you get your clients for something like this? Out of curiosity, for those that are here today, can you type in what, if anything, you specialize in? And if you don't specialize, if you're kind of an all-around VA, just say lots of different stuff. Some of you guys might, yeah, so Robin says generalist. We've got transcription, lots of stuff, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff is the best thing to be in your first year. I wouldn't go back and say, oh, I wished that I had started out my first year doing screencasting. I think you have to get a feel for the whole internet and how this whole internet marketing business is run, and understand about, FTPing things up to website, understand, what is a blog and what is what's the code behind it, what is it, what do I do? Just things like that so that you can be more valuable if you do decide to add screencasting skills, because you'll be able to actually put the video on somebody's blog and, know what an embed code is. So there's, that may be new to a lot of you guys, what an embed code is. But all right, so we've got all kinds of different things here: Infusionsoft, social media, all kinds of different things. All right, so let's just say you are specializing in transcription, and you have decided that you want to add screencasting services because you're bored, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're bored. Maybe you're looking to earn more money per hour. Maybe you're not feeling like you're using the creative part of your personality. Maybe you would like to start developing a portfolio so that you can show people, exactly what you can do. There's a lot of reasons to get into this field, but okay. So clients find me a lot on social media, especially LinkedIn. If you have your profile completed on LinkedIn, just for example, I did a screenshot. I think this screenshot was the first time when I took this screenshot, it was this fall, I guess. And I came up in the search results 417 times for screencasting in Camtasia. And out of that, 102 people actually took the time to go to LinkedIn and look at my profile. And a nice little chunk of those people did contact me. They don't just join my mailing list. They call me. Because on my site I say, call me. So many of those lead to nice big projects. So I would certainly encourage you to use LinkedIn if you're not already doing that. I have 3 websites. The first 2 websites that get most of the business, and people find me through doing searches. They don't find me quite as much on the VA Demo Girl one, because I haven't put a blog post on that one in probably a year. So I'm not keeping that one up as much. But I keep up the Learn Camtasia one, and from that one I send people to the VA Demo Girl one. But so we at Learn Camtasia, we post weekly. We put videos on YouTube weekly, and we get a lot of traffic to that site. So we build our mailing list, and I make sure that people know that I don't just sell courses, that I'm a practitioner, that I'm out there. Like for the last 3 months, I would say I made way more money helping clients with projects than I did on selling my own courses. So it kind of goes back and forth like that. Also, I try to get as much local business as I can, because people, they like to work with someone that's close by. They don't realize that everything you do can be done 100% virtually, the whole video thing. And sometimes they think, oh, I'll just, I'll type in screencasting or Camtasia or video Atlanta, where I live. And so I have this local site, which I end up getting calls from as well. I don't actually go to meetings, Chamber of Commerce and all that. I just promote through this site, which gets a fair amount of traffic. Okay, and for those of you that have existing clients, and maybe you feel like, well, these clients, they've mentioned something about video, but then I've said, oh, I don't, that's not something I do. I don't do that. Or maybe they haven't, but maybe you think, hey, they could possibly use a little additional marketing through some, PowerPoint videos or something. So I used to sell my clients on, these are the reasons. Create the personal connection between, they hear your voice, okay? And while I'm telling you this, think about your own business and think about the possibility of doing some of these to market your own VA services. If nothing else, this should inspire you that you can put your own marketing video, and you don't have to show your face. If you want it to be a screencast, you can just have your voice. So it does give people that trust and credibility. They hear you talking, they see a picture of you, and it's professional, it's cutting edge. They feel like you're somebody that knows what's going on in the internet marketing world, okay? As opposed to someone who just maybe has a whole bunch of text on their site. It's 24/7. People can watch your video all the time and contact you. It definitely improves your search rankings. Google gives precedence to video because everyone knows Google owns YouTube. So the more videos you have on YouTube, the more likely you are to come up in the search engine results page, and you'll come up higher. If someone types in VA, even if it's just you are still doing Infusionsoft, and that's your specialty, but you have a video on YouTube, that video will rank higher when somebody types in Infusionsoft VA. It'll most likely come up on the first page. For those of you who do want to eventually get into creating some of your own products based on your expertise, people buy more from people that have videos. It's a known fact. I don't have the statistics. They are all out there, though. If you have video on your website, you're going to make way more sales. And it increases your online exposure because you're just there on more different mediums. And, of course, bringing traffic to your site is a given, and enhancing your expert status. It just makes you seem like you are the man, the woman in VA cases most of the time. You've got the video, and you know what you're talking about. They hear how you sound on the video. So these are different things. Oh, that came out twice. These are different things you can share with your client or share with your own self if you want to make your own videos. Okay, how the heck do we create these screencasts? What we do is there's a process here, and it is about 4 different steps. We start out with storyboarding, and I'm going to go through these in just a sec. We then record the screen or design the slides in PowerPoint or whatever tool you're using. You do some enhancements and editing to them, and then you produce them and embed them in a website or upload them to YouTube. And all along the way, if you have a client, your client is doing different reviews. So a storyboard looks something like this. Here's a few different storyboards. People do them in all different ways. Okay, so for example, it could be just, look, this is a script. It could be something like this, where you just say what the person's going to say and have a couple of little screen prints done in Microsoft Word. This is the narration. This is the kind of thing that's going to be shown, but it's going to be shown full motion video. It could look something like this. It could be a word table with the narration on the left side and, I'm sorry, on the right side, and then just some verbiage of what you're going to do on the screen. Sometimes they're much more visual. Sometimes you choose what these images are going to be. If it's a marketing video, and you paste them in there. And then they're usually watermarked, and then if the client likes them, then you buy them with their money, of course. All right, and so I've done all different kinds of storyboards. Clients have sometimes their own templates that they want you to use, and Evan had a question earlier on about script collaboration, and that would be if this is what you're talking about, this would be maybe you are using Google Docs, for example, or Google Drive now it's called, and you're just collaborating with your clients on what the storyboard would be, and it's just you kind of going back and forth. And I do that a lot with my client. We generally use email because it's just myself and them. But you can use something with many people collaborating. And Robin, you asked about the slides for the webinar. I can certainly make those available to you below the video recording, if you like. All right, so then the next step in the process, as I said earlier, is record the screen or design the slides. Now, if you look at these slides here, this could be a video presentation. Most likely I would not have the title screen at the top of each slide. If it was a video, I would use the full screen, and I would have, and if you look at this over here, you can see the animation pane, the animation that's involved in something like this. But guess what? I didn't do it. I did not create, those of you who know PowerPoint, I did not sit here and create all this fancy animation. I used a template that had the animation built into it. And that's on every slide that I have animation on. I did not create, although I can do animation, but why bother when there's so many $7 templates out there that you can just use that has all the animation built in. So I'm giving away all my secrets. All right, so that, and then also, before I forget, there is, for example, Video Scribe, which is a site. They have all the animations built in, and this is not the whiteboard, hand-drawn type videos that you go in there and you change the text and you swap out the images, and and your clients are going, oh my God, you're so good. Thank you, that will be $1,200. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it, only $1,200? Yes, and it took me days and days to do it. And then this other site, Powtoon, another like Video Scribe site, where you go in and all the animation is already created, and you're just kind of swapping out what images you want, and the music is all in there and everything, and that's how you get that recording. And then in Camtasia, there's my Camtasia. This is more difficult to learn, but that's because it's the only tool out there that does a decent screen recording. So, and I do teach this too, for those of you guys that are interested. All right, so there's all those different tools you've got there. So from where we left off here, I was telling you about, that's right, the next thing you do is, you add enhancements, which is the animation, or in the case of Camtasia, they're called callouts, which are little notes and arrows and highlights and blurs and hot links and all kinds of fun stuff. So that's actually a pretty interesting. That's actually the fun part. That's actually the fun part on that. And then lastly, you show people, you take it and you produce your video out. And then PowerPoint, you just hit a thing that says produce and share, and it produces a video. And Camtasia, you just hit produce, and it either goes to YouTube or go right up to Screencast.com or wherever. And then you put it on your clients, you embed it. There's this thing called an embed code, and I don't want to get too techy, but it's just this little code you paste onto their page, and then the video there. These are pretty much the high-level steps you go through to do one of these things. I'm going to take a bunch of questions afterwards, but I wanted to, this is the part where I ask you if you're interested in learning more, okay, because I have something to share with you guys, and then I will get back to answering all the questions you may have about this whole process and anything I didn't cover. So, if you'd like to earn more money than you may currently be earning, I don't know what any of you guys earn. I mean, maybe you're already doing really, really well, but in that you may be interested in doing something else that is not necessarily similar to what you're doing already, that is really growing. And I don't really know what fields in the VA industry are dying out or staying the same. I'm sure Infusionsoft is really growing, so that's a really good one. But if you want to do something that's the clients are getting more and more prolific, and there's no real fighting for work in it. So something like that. And also, if you want to make some of these marketing videos maybe for your own business, this may be well worth it to you. And if you're somebody who is kind of just sick and tired of learning something brand new in all different areas over again and feeling like, oh, I don't know if I should charge my client for this time because I told them I could kind of do it, and but it did take me 3 hours to learn it, but should I charge them? Shouldn't I charge? That kind of thing. When you specialize, there really isn't any more of that business. You have one thing and you go really deep into it, instead of like 10 things that you know kind of well. You have one thing and you become like the go-to person for that. I have a course that's called A Career in Screencasting that I'm going to show you. You will have lessons to teach you how to really set this business up. We will teach you about all the different screencasting tools that are out there so that you can decide which is the best tool for you. So it's funny, and you can have a niche within a niche. We have people with us that are VAs that not only are they specializing in video, and not only are they now specializing in screencasting, but they're also specializing in one tool, like Video Scribe or Powtoon, or what's that other one that used to be really, really, really popular? I can't remember. But there's so many of them out there. So you decide, what you want to specialize in. Then I teach you how to work with clients, how to create a project plan for doing these videos and share them with the client and go through and work the plan. So you are never at a loss as to what part of the process comes next. Then you learn how to market yourself and how to create a portfolio, an online portfolio, so that people can see, when you just do something like it, for example, transcription, I'm just picking on you guys because social media, it can be difficult to show people that you know what you're doing, prove to them that you're an expert. But with a video, all you got to do is send them to your portfolio, and they can see like 4 videos, or if that's what you've done, one of each kind of video, and they go, okay, well this looks like something that I like. I can see you can clearly do this. You've done it. It's on your blog, so you're hired. So I teach you how to do that, and then also I teach you how to make a Camtasia tutorial. How to make what's called a video bio, which is the client gives you their full motion video, and you add a green screen. They do it in front of a green fabric, and then you add the stuff behind them and their name and bits of text, and those are becoming very, very popular. So I've been getting a lot of requests for those. We teach you how to use Powtoon and Video Scribe, the 2 that I've mentioned, and then how to use PowerPoint to create a marketing and sales video. So you're getting an awful lot of training. There's a little over 8 hours worth in there. And we have a couple of just limited bonuses that I'm just adding for just this one webinar and for you guys tonight. I'm also giving away 2 months in our Screencast video coaching, which we normally charge $47 a month. That means that you meet with my business partner and I in a small group every Tuesday. It goes back and forth from 11 a.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern. It just kind of back and forth at those times. And we will teach you, we'll look at your videos and we'll critique and we'll tell you how to improve them and all. So that's a really valuable. And I'm also giving people with Craig a coupon code for $100 off the program. And when you take that $100 off, you will not believe how much it comes down to, the tiny little price of $97. And I'm going to put the link that you're looking at right now into the webinar. So let me send that out. And you can click on it. And I will go there actually. Let me type in the coupon code here as lowercase VACLASS, oops, that's an R, VA Classroom. That's your coupon code. No capitals, no hyphens, none of that business. So I'm going to go over there and show you the page, and then let me start answering your questions here. Let's see, it is a career in screencasting. You can watch a fun video at the top. I hope you like it. It's Lon and I talking about this is a career, because Lon also does a lot of work for clients as well. And that video was done with Powtoon. So if you like that, you'll know what you want to specialize in. And as I scroll down, there's a few more videos and a lot more details about what you'll learn here. A little more about myself, all the different bonuses. I don't think it doesn't say anything about the 2 months in our video screencasting website. It doesn't say that because that's not been a part of it until tonight. Oh, you know what? It does give you 1 month in it. I'm extending it to 2 months. All right, and you will see that it's with, now here's the thing. Right now it says, because I just did this tonight, okay? Right now it says $97. That's the final price you're going to pay. All right, so let's see what happens when I type in the coupon code. It should just bring it down from $197. VACLASSROOM. So let's make sure that my VA did this correctly, and she didn't make it 97 minus 100, which will have me owing you $3. Okay, hold on. Add to cart. All right, so I'm waiting a second for it to come in, and anybody who's, okay, Robin says she just ordered and it worked just fine for her. Okay, so what Leslie shouldn't have done is cross out the 197. It should have said 197, and then you would see that it's 97 when you put in the code. All right, so that worked out well. That worked.
Hey, yeah. Michelle?
Yeah.
First of all, great. Thanks. First of all, thanks for sharing. Great information as always. And you know, I think what amazes me, Michelle, is I think about this and think about how long you and I have been in this business. And you know, we're coming up for our 6th year anniversary next week. 6 years of business. And
me
you know,
too.
Yeah, you too, exactly. Yeah. So it does, and it doesn't seem like much, but in the internet realm, that's like a lifetime. You know, businesses rise and fall in days and weeks and months on the internet as opposed to years. And so I guess my long-winded response is that, you know, you've been able to build a sustainable, profitable business doing this for that many years, which kind of shows me that, you know, no niche is timeless, but certainly this particular niche that you've worked in has had some serious staying power as you've kind of, you know, stuck with the technology and you've developed your skills and you've developed your contacts and created products and all that good stuff. But it has a lot of staying power, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're right, because you can continue to grow in it. It's not like there's never anything new to learn. I mean, because you can continue to work your way through the screencasting tools, which is kind of what I did. If I get bored with Camtasia, whatever the newest thing has come out, I get into it and add it to my services. But the truth is that most VAs kind of peter out, you know, after about a year of trying it in this business, because they're exhausted. they get burnt out of learning. And I have to say that that's the same truth. I'd have to say it's the same with most internet marketers. you know, the people that are trying to sell products, that they just can't believe how much there is to learn, and they're trying to learn everything and do too much. And so I say, just kick back, relax. Pick one thing. It doesn't have to be video. You know, some of you guys have said, you know, like Infusionsoft or whatever. It doesn't have to be video. But for goodness sakes, you know, after you've spent a year learning all about this business, just pick one darn thing. And or you'll wonder why you never see your kids, and that was the reason you had for staying home in the first place, because they're just remembered that you're just not, like I used to get that. Ask me how I know. Right? That's what Lon always says. Let me address a couple of the questions that have come in here that I haven't gotten to yet. Let's see. Well, first of all, thank you for everyone who has said a very nice comment. I really appreciate that. Denise said, do you do voiceovers? I do voiceovers, and sometimes I include them in the price of my video, or sometimes people just hire me for a voiceover. And if you want to learn a little bit more about voiceovers just in general, go to, I think it's called Voices123. Voices. Try that. Yeah. I don't want to go to too many sites, but you've heard of it?
Yeah, it's been recommended a couple of times. I've also always done my own voiceovers, but it is a good one from what I've heard.
Yeah, you can make good money at that as well. It's not really a VA service, you know, that I've heard of, like VA specializing in voiceovers. But okay, let's see here. Thank you, Robin. And how long will I have access to the training modules if I purchase the training? Till Lon or I die, and whoever. That sounds kind of morbid. If he goes first, then I will take over, and then when I'm gone, who knows, I may pass it on to my children. So,
are they going to want
it? My son will, because he's really techie. He loves all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So Irene says, with the new recent launch of new simple screencasting tools, in your experience, opinion, do you imagine users finding time to create their own screencasts? You know what, Irene? The people that find those tools, and yeah, they're out there. I don't find it to be much of a competition, because first of all, generally they start and they try, those that have actually discovered those tools. You'd be surprised that very few people, see, in our industry, we think everybody out there knows about everything. So they're going to find the tool, you know. But that's not true. They don't. Number one, they don't know about them. And number two, my clients aren't the type of people that would do their own videos. They are small to medium-sized businesses. When I say small, we're talking about, you know, 15 employees to 300 employees. They don't go on Powtoon and make their own. They outsource their stuff. So, anyways, hopefully that answers that. Okay, Jackie, cool. We will see you on the inside. Kim says, can you explain how to use the code again to order? I just tried and the price stays at $197. Yeah, you go back and go down there and just type in VA Classroom in all lowercase letters. Let me go back here. Page will come in just a second. VA Classroom. All right, just try it again, and if you're having any trouble, I will talk to you after the webinar. You know, I'll stay online. And all right, let me see. Mostly, the link. The link is, I will send it. Oh, my video is starting to play here. Hold on. Shut up, Michelle. Okay, all right. So down here, you type in VA Classroom, then you click on Add to Cart. I wonder if it's going to make it so I have two of them, because this is the second time I'm adding Add to Cart. This is through the link is in your question panel. there. I will send it out again, but that link is valid. It's always going to be valid. You can buy this course anytime you want to, but the discount ends on Monday night at midnight. So let me go ahead and escape out of here so I can paste in the link one more time, you guys. Darn you, PowerPoint. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. You can have fun with it. Here, I'm putting it in one more time for anybody who may have arrived after I sent it out. There it went. It's out there again. And I'm one of those type of people that knows you guys have a lot of stuff going on. It's nighttime. I don't drag these webinars out longer than 1 hour. So I will stay on the line for a few more minutes to see if anybody else has any questions about this business. Yes, Lily, until Monday, May 26th at midnight. That's right. And I will say a reminder on Monday.
Yeah,
so
just to make a comment, Michelle, as well. I mean, when I saw that Michelle was offering it at this price point, and given her experience and what she's done for 6 years, and then how she's perfected the course, it's a serious deal. And I'm not just saying that. You all know me. I'm not a used car salesman or anything like that. This is just a great offer. Has great value, and if you're at all interested in doing this type of work, I would definitely jump on it, because it's you really won't learn from anyone better. I mean, Michelle years ago she did our videos, and then got busy, and and then we were creating products together, and then she launched their whole big business that's taken off, and so yeah, she firsthand given, and you still have quite a client. I mean, I know you sell your products and have membership sites.
I
and things
do.
Like that.
Okay, I have 11 clients currently, and I've had to bring on 2 interns to help me with the amount of work I have. Now that's in addition to, also the Learn Camtasia, like I put, I have a lot of products, because once you get really good at this, you can teach other people how to do it, and then knowing video skills, you start making your product. You start creating your own passive income stream. So sometimes I say, I'm a virtual assistant with a passive who I'm talking to. And then sometimes I say, I'm really an internet marketer that also does, client work on the side.
You wear multiple hats.
Yeah. So, all right, I think that covers everything. And it's right at the top of the hour. So I'm going to let you guys go. And
well, thanks, Michelle, again for the information and for this great offer, and I encourage you all definitely to check it out, have a look at it, and Michelle's very accessible if you have any questions. And you said it closes Monday midnight, right? So we basically have 5 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But don't wait too long.
No.
Ooh, you'll forget. Okay. All right. Have a nice rest of the week, you guys. Thank you, Craig, for letting me speak with your people. Okay, talk to you later.
Awesome. Yeah, have a great day, everyone. Take care.
Bye.